Good afternoon, I'm Herman Green with the Midday News. A special welcome to those of you watching on onespotmedia.com. A reminder as well that you can watch TVJ live by downloading our One Spot Media app from the Google Play Store or the App Store. That's the number 1, followed by the word Spot Media. We begin with tragic news as 3 people are dead and several others in hospital following an early morning crash along the Temple Hall main road in rural St. Andrew. The identities of the deceased have not yet been released. TVJ News understands that the collision, which occurred about 6:20, involved a Mitsubishi Lancer and a Toyota Coaster bus. 2 men and a woman who were traveling in the Mitsubishi Lancer motorcar heading towards Kingston died. Several passengers from the bus were also injured. They are being treated at hospital. Head of the Highway and Traffic Division, Senior Superintendent Calvin Allen, says initial investigations suggest that the collision was caused by improper overtaking.
One vehicle failed to keep left, meaning that somebody was doing some form of overtaking. As I said, it is early days yet, and it resulted in a head-on collision of the Toyota Coaster and the Mitsubishi Lancer. That stretch of road has very little maneuvering for persons to be doing any form of overtaking of any sort, and so we really want for persons to be far more disciplined. We are seeing where impatience and inexperience has accounted for some of these improper overtaking. Persons can't wait.
What may have looked like a usual pothole in the road to some unsuspecting motorists turned out to be a huge crater in a section of the Washington Boulevard, damaging several vehicles. Between late last night and early this morning, at least 2 motor vehicles fell in this huge crater that is on Washington Boulevard near to the intersection of Duhaney Drive. A resident of the neighboring community rendered assistance to the man who fell in whose front end was damaged after it fell into the hole. The owners of the vehicles explained their ordeal.
From 1 o'clock last night, my car fell inside the ditch right here. 2 set of police came and none of them never gave us no assistance. We even go as far and ask them if they couldn't go to Duhaney Park and get something so we could put in front of the road so other motorists could see what's taking place. They just drive away and tell us that they will look back. We are the one who get machete and shot down the and put in the road so other motorists could see that there's a problem with the road right here.
So several motor vehicles dropped, including your car?
Including my car, they go right there. No wrecker, 2 wreckers came and none of them could move because the whole of the control on my car. So they said no like everything to lift it to drive it because no wheels on it.
Washington Boulevard.
Washington Boulevard. Yeah. When I hit that road, coming down, I don't see any boulder to indicate that you had some form of problem. And the extreme right side of when I push, the visibility was poor because no light was on the road. So that is what we like. So that is when I am actually near the wall. That time I realized that the front wheel dropped into the road.
Communications manager of the National Works Agency, Stephen Shaw, says the defect in the road is because of the sewer system.
It seems, based on our investigation, that the failure has been caused by a defect in the sewer system that runs beneath the road. We have been in touch with the National Water Commission, and I'm told that they are now mobilizing to go and look at that situation. What I can say, though, is that one lane, the right lane heading out of the city towards 6 miles, is now closed. That is the section between the traffic lights and, say, Weymouth Drive.
One man is dead and another person in hospital after a gunman opened fire at a shop in Rhymesbury district in Clarendon on Monday. Dead is 24-year-old Kevin Miller and his mother, 41-year-old Veronica Bryan, who was also injured. She is the owner of the shop. Both are from the community. According to the police reports, Miss Bryan and her son were closing the shop about 6:50 yesterday evening when a lone gunman approached and opened fire at them. They were taken to hospital, where Mr. Miller was pronounced dead and Miss Bryan remains in serious condition. The gunman escaped on foot. The police recovered 7 spent casings, 1 warhead and 2 bullet fragments from the scene. Some vendors of Spanish Town Road and Oxford Street in downtown Kingston are calling for the authorities to fix an overflowing drainage system which they say has been affecting their business. The irate vendors staged a protest yesterday. TVJ's Gillian Pearson reports.
This is the source of their discontent, an overflowing drainage system. The vendors who sell on the outskirts of the Coronation Market on Spanish Town Road and Oxford Street say this has created a stench which is not good for their business.
The past 4 months when I do the water, nobody not coming in here to buy anything from it.
And we do apologize for that technical issue there. Jamaica has recorded over 3 million stopover arrivals in the first 9 months of this year. This is a 7.2% increase compared to the same period last year. TVJ's O'Shane Masters has the details.
Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says preliminary figures show that the country recorded over 1.9 million stopover visitors from January to September this year. During the same period, cruise ship passenger arrivals were up by 12.7%. Over 1.4 million cruise passengers visited the island.
But the earning is what excites me more, because that is what makes this period, this year, outstrip all others in our history. Because we've never had a situation where earning is ahead of arrival. And the growth in arrival is now 9.5%, but the growth in revenue is 10.5%. And we are only giving you numbers to the end of October. So it's 10.8%.
Minister Bartlett was addressing stakeholders at a recent meeting. He noted that if experts work even harder in December, the country could create further history by increasing tourism revenue to over $3 billion, welcoming more than 4 million visitors to the island. Minister Bartlett noted that since January to September, there has been a 41% increase in stopovers, the majority of which were from Germany, Portugal, and Spain. He maintained that even though there have been significant improvements in the sector, more work needs to be done.
Each year, we have to do it all over again, because the market has an insatiable appetite for service, for quality service, for high-touch service, for service excellence. And the destinations that offer this are the ones that will stay ahead. Beyond everything else that you do, doesn't matter how much technology we apply, doesn't matter how seamless our destination is or how safe and secure we make our visitors, the standard by which we are judged is the quality of our service.
O'Shane Masters, TVJ News.
The St. Anne Health Department is calling for the municipal corporation to enforce rules for vendors in the town centres to dispose of their garbage properly. Additionally, Medical Officer of Health for the parish, Dr. Deborah Weir, says the health department is concerned about vendors blocking the streets, preventing solid waste trucks from doing garbage collection. TVJ Shamela Mitchell reports.
The market areas in most town centres continue to be of concern to the St. Anne Health Department. Concerned because vendors refuse to dispose of their garbage properly. When the garbage is not disposed of properly, it creates an unhealthy environment and people might become sick.
In the town of Oatrace, the street between the market and the Rexall Plaza there, that street is normally swamped with vendors. We know our garbage receptacles, they're on that street, and in the past we have had quite a large pile of garbage.
Medical Officer of Health for the parish, Dr. Deborah Ware, says the St. Anne Municipal Corporation needs to seriously look into the matter. She says with the Christmas season fast approaching, the situation can get worse, with more people coming out to do their selling.
So that we don't have the vending, so that the truck can have easy access to remove the garbage, because this is our current estimate, where the garbage is so piled up, the truck is there but cannot gain access to remove the garbage.
However, Dr. Ware says One Town Centre is already taking measures, but that's not enough.
We've seen in the Brownstone areas, they had actually put in portable potties in the town centre in and around the market area to offset the problem that may occur if we don't have the necessary convenience for persons if they're out in this long season doing their shopping.
Shamela Mitchell, TVJ News.
The National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, says operations at the Riverton disposal site have restarted following issues that left several trucks lined up at the facility last night into this morning. According to the NSWMA, one of its tractors broke down at the Riverton landfill, which made it impossible for garbage trucks to access the dump. The NSWMA says the tractor has been repaired and the trucks can now access the dump. They say 2 additional areas have also been opened for the trucks to dump garbage. However, residents in the area as well as truck operators say the problem at the landfill goes beyond the tractor issue. They claim that the facility is not being managed properly as access roads are almost unusable and payments to contractors have been outstanding for long periods. They say if this issue is not addressed soon, bigger problems with the site are inevitable. In news overseas, Zimbabwe's President Robert Mugabe has resigned, bringing to an end his 37 years of rule. The announcement came as Parliament began proceedings to impeach him 6 days after the military seized control of the capital, Harare. We go to the CNN for more.
Throughout this park, people started getting word. Oh, come, let's walk together here. The situation here is that slowly people got word. I'm going to walk a bit faster. People got word that Robert Mugabe had resigned. The letter was read in Parliament. Now we're going to walk this way. I'm actually going to run. The letter was read, Becky, in Parliament. It took a while for people to get the word on the streets here in Harare. And I want to show you now these incredible scenes as we show the military getting, the people are celebrating at the armored personnel carrier, waving flags. Some of them are cheering, slapping high fives of the people. And there's a whole real sense of celebration. Let's just listen in to these crowds for a second here, Becky. This is a historic moment here in downtown Harare. Robert Mugabe, the leader of this country for nearly 37 years, has stepped down. It didn't take impeachment. All it took in the end was him to see the pressure on the streets, the pressure from the military, and the power of the people here in Zimbabwe. There's a real sense of euphoria here on the streets. Once the word got out, everyone streamed onto the streets.
And we go now to sports. It will be a repeat of the Ben Francis Cup final as Dintil Technical and Clarendon College meet in the first semi-final of the Issa Flo da Costa Cup today at the Montego Bay Sports Complex in Catherine Hall.
Technical and Clarendon College met at St. Elizabeth Technical for the knockout final. It was Clarendon College who ran out 4-1 winners in extra time. However, with a 1-1 scoreline at the end of regulation time then, Dintil coach Curtis Hamilton is confident he can turn the tables come Tuesday.
Well, we understand based on our assessments, we see where we go wrong, we see where we could improve in certain areas. It's for us to just nullify our opponent's strength coming in tomorrow and try to see how best we can exploit their weakness. This week we have a good week, we get the time to rest some players. We get the time to really put some players to the test, And based on the last game we play against the JC, it kind of boosts our confidence even though we come out on the big time on that one.
Despite the Ben Francis Cup in the bag, it's the Da Costa Cup that's the main focus for Clarendon College, a title they last won 3 years ago. Although getting the better of Dintil this season, they are aware that's in the past, and so to the future is where the heart is.
I don't think it takes from it or adds on it, because we know that it's going to be a completely different game. The only concern we could say is that it's going to be a difficult game and we have to be on our A game.
In 2013, St. Elizabeth Technical won the title. They did it again in 2015. Now in 2017, can they make it a title success every other year? They will go up against the Hope of the West, Racees High, whose last triumph was in 2011. There is an identical tale of both coaches, Vassar Reynolds of Racees and Omar Wedderburn of Stets. The two were beaten in last year's finals, Reynolds in the Manning Cup with Wolmers, but Wedderburn will be the first to tell you Hustlers kick never quit.
Our plan has been one way since our season, which is to win each game we play. You understand? I know this is a semi-final game. Semi-final game will always be hard and competitive, and to win anything, if we really plan to win the Dacaster Cup, this is the game that we should win, because this game is going to give you a chance to play the final. I think it's going to be a technical game and a tactical game we'll be playing tomorrow, because this is the creme de la creme, this is the big stage right now, just like you have two gladiators in the arena, the strongest and the baddest one will stand up after the game.
But Reynolds knows the hope of the West lies with Racees.
I feel that we're very confident in our ability to do well tomorrow against a very good Stets team, a team that is high on confidence. We'll have most of our fans there. As a matter of fact, anywhere we go, the fans will follow us. But we really want to put on a treat for our fans tomorrow. They have been very good to us. They support us anywhere we go this year. So we really want to pull it off tomorrow for them.
The opening game is at 4 o'clock between Clarendon College and Dintil, while Racees and Stets will do battle after. TVJ and Hits 92 FM will have live coverage of both games.
Karen Madden there with that report. And that's the Midday News. I'm Herman Green. Join us at 7 for the Primetime News Package. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, good afternoon.